Rameshri. Welcome to my channel Ramya Jyotish. 28th of August we have total lunar eclipse on Shravan Purnima. Lunar eclipse always occurs on Purnima and this time it will be in Shatabisha Nakshatra Kumbha Rashi. Currently Rahu is residing in Dhanishta Nakshatra Kumbha Rashi and this lunar eclipse which is happening in Shatabisha is of Rahu's Nakshatra itself. Kumbha Rashi is Shanidev's Rashi, but Rahu is considered as the co-lord of it. And let me tell you, Kumbha Rashi is a Vayu Tattva Rashi, Aries sign as well as a Sthira Rashi, fixed sign. Hence, I can say clearly through these elements and through these facts itself that this lunar eclipse, wherever it is visible, that is in Europe, Africa, UK, USA, or major parts of Canada. So in all these places, the effect of this eclipse will be instant and highly reactive as well. That's why in this video, I am mainly focusing on predictions from geopolitical perspective, that is Medini Jyotish, mundane astrology. So let's begin what is in store for the whole world because of this eclipse. Firstly, let me start with the general principles of this Grahan so that I can give you a classical foundation of what it is and what it means as per a Vedic astrology. As per Brihat Samhita of Varaha Mihira, it treats Grahan as a marker of change affecting kings, governments and the collective, not just individuals. And this Chandra Grahan particularly is held to influence public mood, treasury, water resources and matters connected to the common man, because Chandra represents the masses, Praja, in a national chart, and the house it occupies during the eclipse. Okay, that also matters. So this indicates where in national life the disturbance may occur and also subsequent changes will be taking place. That's why these factors will hold high level of importance and I have considered all these factors while making these predictions. So currently, that is both Moon and Rahu is in Kumbha Rashi. Rahu is in Dhanishta Nakshatra, which is Mangal's Nakshatra, Mars Nakshatra, and Chandra is in Shatabisha Nakshatra, which is also known as Shatatara Nakshatra and belongs to Rahu. So when this Grahan happens in this, and also Sun is in Simha Rashi, because for Moon to be a full moon, because eclipse will always occur either on Amavasya or on Purnima. So let me first clear this before going ahead. Solar eclipse always occurs on Amavasya because on Amavasya Chandra and Surya will be together. That's when Chandra will not get the light, and for eclipse to happen, Rahu Ketu should be present in the certain signs, and hence eclipse will happen either on Amavasya or Purnima, and lunar eclipse specially will happen on Purnima. That is when moon is full moon. If moon has to be full moon, then sun and moon should be 168 to 180 degree opposite. So this is the basic rule from Vedic astrology. Now when the Grahan happens, that is when in the sign sun and moon enters in the month of lunar or solar as you consider, that Purnima or Amavasya, the eclipse takes place. So suppose we have 12 Amavasyas, 12 Purnima as per the lunar calendar. But will every Amavasya Purnima will have eclipse? No. Why? Because only when sun or moon enter the sign where Rahu Ketu is present or where they have a proximity with Rahu Ketu of 10 to 15 degree, that's when Grahan takes place. If that proximity time or the sign where they are residing also will have the Amavasya Purnima. Suppose when sun was in Gemini in the month of June 15 to July 15, there was no Grahan, even though there was Amavasya Purnima in that month like any other month. But now we are able to take it on 12th of August as well as on 28th of August, because on 12th of August Surya was in the last stage of Karkatak Rashi, 26-27 degree, and Ketu was in the first 7 degrees of Simha Rashi. So the proximity between Sun and Ketu was just 10 degree or within that 10 degree. And that's why the solar eclipse did take place. Similarly, now when Chandragrahan, lunar eclipse, is taking place on 28th of August, Chandra, Rahu both are in Kumbha Rashi and Surya is in the opposite, that is Simha Rashi. So there are two conditions. Firstly, it is a full moon, Purnima. Then Rahu Ketu is witnessing that Purnima or Amavasya, and that's when the eclipse will take place. So to say it in nutshell, whenever any Amavasya or Purnima combination of sun and moon is witnessed by Rahu and Ketu also in the similar proximity or in the similar sign, then eclipse do take place. So this is the information which I wanted to give before I proceed with prediction, because I see lots of videos telling that this is a rare eclipse which is occurring on Amavasya, rare eclipse occurring on Purnima. No, always eclipse occurs on Amavasya as well as on Purnima only. And in which month? For that I have given the explanation. So let's go ahead. I hope this information was useful for you. Do let me know in the comments as well. So this time Chandra Rashi, that is Chandra is in Sthira Rashi, fixed sign, and Rahu is also there, and Surya and Ketu conjunction is also in fixed sign. So one is in Agni Tattva, another one is Vayu Tattva. One is a fire and another one is Erigi. Okay. So for which Brihat Jataka of Varaha Mihir as well as Saravali also shows that slower building but more entrenched and longer lasting results compared to movable or dual signs. And this is also consistent with the broader Rahu Ketu axis, which is transiting through Simha and Kumbha, and this will be the last Grahan in Simha and Kumbha, that is in Leo and Aquarius. So if we consider this eclipse, okay, I can say as per the principles of Rahu Chandra Yuti, indicates public volatility, sudden shifts in sentiments, and also matters connected to technology, foreign elements, or even unconventional forces gaining unusual prominence. While Surya Ketu Yuti, that is conjunction at the other end in Leo sign, favors withdrawal, exposure of what was hidden, and closure of long running chapters connected to leadership and authority. So if I consider the transit approach for these mundane charts as well as results read from both Lagna and Moon, I can say for national chart, even also cross-checking with the Vimshotri Dasha of the country, I can manifest that this eclipse corridor of roughly 2 weeks before to a few weeks after the exact date. So visible effects will be available from 2 weeks after the eclipse, and it will be there for a very long time. So firstly, let's start with India, because we have to take it from the national chart. So taking from India's chart, that is Independence Day 1947 chart, I can say Moon Rahu in Kumbha Rashi, which happens to be in the 10th house, and also Sun Ketu in the 4th house. So it is activating the Sukha Bhava as well as the Karma Kshetra, which is the governance versus the public. So it governs the ruling government, administrations, actions, and Prime Minister's office and countries standing on the world stage. With the Moon Rahu conjunction eclipsed here in this Rashi and in Shatabisha Nakshatra, which is associated with technology, healing, and hidden matters, I would say this period favors the emergence of unconventional or technology-driven policy decisions, and also some sudden administrative reshuffle, maybe parliament or cabinet may be reshuffled, or governance news connected to health, digital infrastructure, or scientific institutions. Also, the mundane framework treats Rahu's involvement in the 10th house as a signal of restructuring or unexpected developments in policy direction. This may appear disruptive at the start, but later it may set the stage for longer term institutional change. Bureaucratic and diplomatic announcements around this eclipse corridor deserve close attention. So, cabinet or senior bureaucratic movements, technology and health policy announcements, or some developments affecting India's international image, particularly within 2 to 3 weeks of the eclipse date, is possible. Next, because it is affecting the fourth house where Surya Ketu is there, so it signifies the general public, agriculture, land, water resources and domestic contentment. So there could be certain sign of authority and visibility indicating a period where public sentiment towards leadership may turn introspective or restless, and matters connected to land and farming communities or water resources may draw national attention. So there could be some scarcity of water in certain regions, especially in the south direction or even in the east direction. We may see it more. And Saravali associates Ketu's influence on fourth house with a detachment of populace from prevailing narratives, so which can manifest on public discontent. So protest movements or conversely a spiritual or nationalistic mood shift among the masses may happen. Because 4 and 10 form a direct axis, and it is what is activated during this eclipse, I can see developments in governance are likely to be met with a corresponding public reaction during this window. Farmer or land related developments, water resource or monsoon linked news. So there could be certain areas where there will be higher level of rainfall and floods, especially east or south may be having the scarcity of water, but the other part, west, may have higher amount of rainfall, higher amount of flood rate, and that could be very difficult to live. So there could be some kind of imbalance throughout the nation. So one side may have a scarcity of water and other side may have higher rainfall. So this Ativrishti or Anavrishti will actually prevail, and this may actually be a big worry also. Apart from that, land related developments, farmer related, or any shift in public mood towards spiritualism or some kind of ruling establishment, or where these intersect with policy, also may take place. As Chandra is Karaka for Mars, and also it is the third lord in the country's chart also, Independence Day chart. I would say that certain efforts of the government may be successful in terms of technology, in terms of space science, because Kumbh Rashi is known for these two fields. But in other matters, there might be certain setbacks or there might be certain problems or obstacles they may face. But because it is happening in the 10th house, major part of the things will be successful for them. It will be a bit late because eclipse is not visible to India, but the effects will be there, because the position of it is the position, irrespective of whether it's visible or not. So maybe it might start little late and also may give the effects bit slowly, but it will for sure give. Now, considering where these eclipses are present, whether it is in Europe, UK, Africa, there or no, we may see lot of issues relating to immigration. Why? Because these nations will have lot of disturbances in terms of public transport as well as in terms of mood of their respective nation. So any one of this region may see a massive protest or a massive kind of movement in requesting the government to step down. So these things may happen, or there could be some massive protest against the illegal immigrants, or there could be massive protest against some existing issues or issues from a very long time, and this may become a headache to the respective nations. It could be either France, it could be either Belgium or any European countries, and in UK also growth of illegal immigrants and also growth of radicalism will become a very big issue in the month of September as well as in the month of October. Also to say, there could be high visibility statements or developments concerning the executive branch for the nation, and national security may be at threat for these nations. Also, particularly where these appear abrupt or unexpected, it might even tarnish the image of the country as well. So, these are the probabilities for Europe, UK and Africa. So, the prominent nations or the leaders of these prominent nations, if they fail to take action or if they have failed to take action against the illegal immigrants in past or failed to take action or control the radicalism prevailing in these countries, then probably they may suffer during this time, or there could be step down of at least one president or PM or the leader of that country for sure during next 2 months. So this is a possibility. Next, let's go to United States of America. So for United States of America, this eclipse is happening in the 7th house. So this shows that they will lose their own identity, or they will suffer because of their own past deed or past actions. It is like apne pair pe kulhadi marna. That is hitting your own prospects by acting foolishly. So that's what happening in from last couple of years, but that's what will continue now also. So they may ignore national identity and foreign relations and focus more on their self-interest, and this self-obsession can actually harm them very badly, because when Rahu sits in 7th house, it shows some kind of arajikta, some kind of abrupt and also imbalance in managing the foreign relations. So all of a sudden the person may start with a war, or the person may start threatening that I will close the Strait of Hormuz or I will take the control of it. So all this nonsense may again take place during this time. Guru is not aspecting that Rashi, which is a one big mad thing, and also Guru is very closing to Ketu. So once Guru closes to Ketu, then it will be very difficult in these matters, and we can't expect any kind of relief. So this may lead to even a big war also in the coming years. And in mundane astrology, Sun is generally read as significator of the head of state and government authority. And Sun, if it is eclipsed in conjunction with Ketu, and Rahu eclipsed in Kumbh Rashi in 7th house with with Chandra, then it means that nation's self-image and also visibility and health of its leadership, core sense of identity, vitality, everything is at threat. BPHS and Bharat Jataka both regard as eclipse on Lagna has a period of heightened visibility for whatever first house signifies. So Ketu conjunction with Surya and also Rahu conjunction with Chandra in the 7th house suggests introspection, withdrawal from established positions, or the sudden coming to light of matters that had previously stayed behind the scenes. Announcement or developments concerning presidential leadership, national security posture, or the country's self-presentation to the world are indicated during this corridor. But because this is happening in Yuddha Sthana, okay, as per the mundane reading, foreign relations, treaties, trade partnerships and open adversaries or rivals in the international area may activate. So again, the USA president may impose some trade tariffs, some new regulations for immigrants, which will become even more tough and very difficult for the firms in USA only to process, because of which they may think of migrating from USA and setting up their GCC, Global Capability Center, and even the higher level of authority and higher level of business actions to be performed from other set of nations where the local laws and regulations are favorable and feasible to them. So this may make their own governance and their own federal republic be weak. it may lead to that stage. Also, this eclipse happening in Shatabisha Nakshatra favors sudden or unconventional developments in diplomacy, potentially involving technology, cyber matters, new alliances, and also some kind of disagreements. So I would say Rahu's activation in the 7th house with negotiation that take unexpected turns, sudden shifts in the rival nation's posture, or a surprising foreign policy which were not anticipated by anyone may take place during this time. Since this house is directly opposite to Lagna and will be under eclipse, matters of foreign relations are likely to be closely intertwined with domestic leadership narratives through this window. They may befriend someone who is very valuable for them, and they may actually detach from someone who were a very long ally for them from since decades or even century also. So that may happen with USA. They might actually ditch someone who were a friend of them from a long time, and they make friend with someone who is totally a strategic partnership, and very surprising one as well. So their foreign policy is something will be very surprising, and the way they will modify the immigrant policy and regulations, that will be very shocking to the whole world, and this will what alter the USA's future for next couple of years. But as I mentioned in my earlier videos, United States of America very soon may not be United States of America, and it may remain just America. So there is a possibility from astrological perspective that USA may split into 3 or 4 parts. So this is something I cannot guarantee or I cannot give a surety, but it is indicated. But this is just as an information. Don't take it as anything very guaranteed news. This is just information from the astrological perspective. A prediction is what you can take. So this was for the United States of America, of how things will be. So overall to say, the current time is definitely not good for any country. Maybe USA, UK, Europe and Africa is in a very big trouble. But India, Australia and other nations in the Asia is also not that great actually. There could be a lot of threat to the throne of our own country. So let's pray that our Prime Minister be safe and he will continue for some more years as well. At least if he is able to pass through next 4 years, that will be a very big, next 4 months, it will be a very big achievement at his own part itself. So this was about the Medini Jyotish predictions from geopolitical perspective, and this was for the lunar eclipse which is happening on 28th of August. Please let me know your feedback in the comments. If you want to avail my consultations, please do fill the form which is in my website. You can visit my website www.ramyajyotish.com. So that's it for today. Thank you.